I am Johnny Vincent. I'm a 1959 graduate of Kyrock High School. You know, when I was growing up as a little boy with 8 brothers and sisters, we had a hard time. We had to put our gardens out. We had to milk cows. We had to do it all. The simplicity of all of that is it brings us down to today when things are so complicated. I'm so thankful to God that I was raised in a time when everything was so simple. My older brother was my idol. He was everything that I wanted to be. I almost worshiped him. My favorite memory is my home life, my family, the things we enjoyed together, the things we fought over, the church, the playing, the working, hard work, and honesty. When I went to Bee Spring my first 4 years of school, it was a little 2-room school at Bee Spring, and then I transferred to Kyrock when I was a 5th grader. And I thought that was the biggest building that I had ever been in my life. And here I was in the 5th grade at Kyrock High School. I mean, I was the memory of how I felt about being in that big school. And then the teachers I had were so good to me. One night, I scored 50 points. The whole team scored 56. And I had 50 of those, and not another person, and not another starter scored that night. So I guess that was a good accomplishment, but the one I remembered most was we upset Brownsville High School, which had probably a 20-point better team than we did, and I got 31 points again against Brownsville, and that was a great memory for me.
Well, Johnny P., he was quite an athlete at Kyrock High School. And I played at Bristol High School. So I'd read about him all the time in the paper. He was a high scorer. He scored 20, 25, 35, 40 points a game. And he made the headlines in the newspaper. So you had to know about Johnny P. Vincent if you had a newspaper, because he was in the headlines of the newspaper all the time. You know, he's a hero of mine, and I'm sure he's a hero of Edmonson County, because he's been a great leader and a character. You know, when you have a character like he does and the leadership ability, and you touch many, many lives.
I started teaching in 1963. Kyrock physical education teacher. All we'd ever had was a basketball or a baseball thrown out, and I was determined to start a physical education program there that equaled anybody around us. And we worked hard at it, even though that my principal was a little bit skittish of me. I proved to him that I wanted to be a teacher, and that was one of my first accomplishments, is having an outstanding physical education program at Kyrock. I went to the high school, they told me, in 1970. I had taught 7 years at Kyrock. And when they called me and told me, said they want you to come to the high school as assistant principal, I was scared because I didn't know anything about being principal. And I wanted to be a coach. But I had coached in 7 years at junior high school, but I took the job, and then 2 years later, they called me up and said, we're going to put you in as principal. Believe you me, that is a humbling experience when you're scared to death that you don't know what you're doing. I was principal at the high school for 13 years, the year we won the state championship. I can't tell you what that was like, honey. It was absolutely fantastic. The whole county was watching and hoping, and we won the state championship in basketball.
And he was doing interviews with local media companies and newspaper companies and TV stations, radio stations. And he was able to represent our community and town the way that we know that it should be
If you
represented.
don't love young people, you will not be a success. And I do love young people. I still follow my programs today. Oh, I don't do anything much anymore. My activities today, at 82 years old, I don't do a lot of activities, but I do go to ball games and I do try to support the programs at school. And I still teach Sunday school once in a while. Just little things like that, nothing big.
He's probably one of the most gifted Sunday school teachers that our community, that our county has ever known.
I'm a church-going person. I believe first of all that God comes first. Family comes second. Without church, it's hard to be that family person that you want to be. I'm a deacon at Cleveland Church. I teach Sunday school there. I believe in it. Had it not been for my mother, my bringing up of a good Christian mother, I hardly think I would have been a success at what I did. My success as an adult, I credit my wife. She gave when we didn't have to give. She gave her time so I could have a good time. She sacrificed with our children. I hope that I was an influence on a lot of young people. I tried hard, I worked hard, and I always had a positive attitude toward my kids. I am proud to be from Edmonson County because it is home and always has been and always will be.